What was the hardest part of adopting your child? The kid already had parents. I'm a high school counselor, and this sophomore Marcus kept falling asleep in my office. Teachers were calling him lazy, disrespectful, a complete lost cause. But I noticed something they didn't. He was only exhausted on Tuesdays and Thursdays, like clockwork. After weeks of gentle questioning, the truth finally came out. His parents worked brutal double shifts those nights at different factories across town, leaving him to watch his 3 younger siblings until 3 a.m. 8-year-old twins who had constant nightmares about monsters, and a 4-year-old who absolutely refused to sleep without someone reading her favorite princess story 3 times. No food in the house most weeks. Utilities getting shut off every other month like a sick routine. Marcus would walk 2 miles to school in worn-out sneakers because the bus pass money went to diapers and formula. I started accidentally having extra lunch, keeping granola bars and crackers in my desk drawer. He'd stop by daily, pretending to need homework help while basically inhaling whatever food I had. The breaking point came when I found him sleeping in the school parking lot at 6 a.m. on a Wednesday morning. His mom's car had been repossessed the night before, and he'd walked 5 miles through pouring rain to make sure he didn't miss his chemistry test. His clothes were soaked, lips blue from cold, but he still asked if he could borrow a pencil. That's when I made the call to CPS. 6 months later, all 4 kids got removed from the home during a midnight raid. The parents weren't abusive, just drowning in systematic poverty and impossible circumstances. But the system doesn't care about good intentions or love. Marcus and his siblings got split between different foster families scattered across 3 counties. The caseworker cheerfully called it temporary placement pending reunification, but we both knew the statistics. I'd been single for 12 years, had decent savings, spotless background check, references from colleagues. I applied to foster Marcus immediately, thinking I could at least keep part of this family together. The interviews went smoothly. Home visits passed with flying colors. Paperwork approved within weeks. But here's what nobody prepared me for. His parents weren't giving up without a war. While I'm sitting in family court trying to become his legal guardian, they're fighting desperately to get their children back. His mom took 3 minimum wage jobs, moved in with her sister's crowded apartment, completed mandatory parenting classes she didn't actually need, attended every supervised visitation religiously. The hardest part wasn't the endless bureaucracy or the sleepless nights wondering if I was remotely qualified to raise someone else's child. It was sitting directly across from his mother at the final custody hearing, watching this woman who'd literally worked herself to near collapse for her kids beg the judge through tears not to take her son away permanently. She knew exactly what I could offer him: college fund, stable home environment, 3 guaranteed meals a day, warm clothes that actually fit, a bedroom of his own with actual furniture. But she also knew something I was just beginning to understand. I'd never love him with the fierce, desperate, protective intensity that only she could. The judge asked 17-year-old Marcus who he wanted to live with. This kid looked at his mom, tears streaming down both their faces, then at me sitting with my lawyer, and said something that completely changed everything. "Can Miss Rodriguez help my family instead of replacing it?" That single question hit me like lightning. I'd been asking completely the wrong thing for months. The adoption papers never got signed. Instead, I became their family's unofficial support system and emergency backup. I help with homework every single day after school, drive the kids to medical appointments, keep emergency groceries constantly stocked, cover utilities when needed. His parents kept their children, their dignity, and most importantly, their family completely intact. Now I have 4 kids who call me Tia Rodriguez every weekend, and their parents finally have the village they always desperately needed but never had access to.